on, fans, NFL football fans, fantasy football fans, fans of all sizes, all shapes, all ages. We're doing a quick live update on where the trenches stands right now. As you guys know, 21 points assigned to technically two players on every contestant's team because each competitor put had to put 21 points on somebody on their own roster. Then they got to assign 21 points to someone on their opponent's roster. Thing is, they only know where the 21 points that they assign lies. So you've got all these scores out here. Some people think they're winning. Some people think they're close. Some people think it's already over. And what nobody knows is exactly what's really going on around here. Let me welcome in PSR host Guy. You know him from Patriot Sports Radio. You know him from the trenches. Eric, co-owner of Founding Fathers. You guys are looking pretty good right now, but like we said, there is that 21 point unknown factor going on. So we don't want to ruin who you guys picked. You know who you picked. We don't want to ruin that for everybody, and we sure as hell don't want to clue in your competition. So we'll keep that quiet as far as who yours is. But being that you know who yours is, again, how are you feeling?
We feel all right. We feel like we played this correctly. We had a discussion about it this morning, and then when we got down to the fine details, we involved a coin flip, and we feel like the coin served us well this morning.
Well, I'll tell you what else served you well is Josh Allen and Pittsburgh basically being non-existent, looking like a high school football team today.
Yikes.
It might not be fair on defense. The offense, they were trying to get something going. Pickett definitely had some fire in his game, especially at the end, wasn't afraid to, throw down, and his teammates had his back. So that's always a good thing to see. But I mean, you got the rookie's first start against, one of the most powerful offenses in the NFL right now. It really wasn't scripted very well for Pittsburgh this week.
No, boy, they need TJ Watt. I thought Minka would be able to put that defense on his shoulders a little bit, but they need a guy in the front seven.
Yeah, it was bad. It was just bad. Fourth and Flex, welcome. Josh Bandy, you guys know him over there at Fourth and Flex, saying hey to Eric here at Patriot Sports Radio. Now you guys are in the lead, and we say hey back, Bandy. If you guys aren't listening to Fourth and Flex, which I'm pretty sure you are, being that he is right there at 1,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to Fourth and Flex, go over there. Let's get him to 1,000. He's super close. Plus, it's just a great show. Yeah. But you guys are sitting at 155 to 114. But again, there is potentially an 84 point swing that could go either way because there's 42 unaccounted points on either roster. We don't know where they're sitting.
Well, there's also the possibility that we selected the same player that our opponent selected and his real points double, or vice versa.
100%. Josh, if you want to follow that link, you come on in, bud. And anybody else, we put the link in the description, the Melon link. All you got to do is follow it. Copy, paste it in your browser. You'll pop up and you can be right here talking trenches or anything else about your fantasy day with us. Type it in the chat. We can see that too. So right now, again, it looks like 155.90 to 114. But again, there's 42 points unaccounted for on each roster. You know where your 21 is. Do you think, again, without trying to give away anything, do you have a good idea of where he put his 21 points, either on your roster or on his?
Yeah, I think when the game breaker was announced, Chris looked at me and he said, well, they're going to pick Josh Allen. Said, well, maybe, but we've had some we've had some guys like Higgins has had big games. Kamara's looking all the way back, so it's possible they went another direction. Hopefully he picked Nyheim Hines. It gave us 21 points there. Guy went out in the third play of the game. Yikes.
Yeah, yeah, real bad. I mean, right now you have your kicker. Higgins hasn't played yet, but your kicker, Higgins, Higbee, Lazard, Devonta Smith, and Naheem Hines. So, well over half your roster where 21 points would actually help you out. Of course, if you are correct and he put the 21 on Allen, cut your score by about 33. If you put it on Kamara, you only drop 7, which would be nice. Much better. And of course, he'd hit it right on the money with Denver. Did you guys consider, did the game breaker affect who you played? Did it affect your roster this week?
No, not really. It was pretty clear who the starters were going to be. It was a matter of how much did we trust certain guys and where were we going to, we didn't make the real decision until right before I texted you this morning. Mm-hmm. But it felt like one of the things, like, let's not overthink this. Let's try and figure out what people are doing.
And the thing is like, you weren't the only one. So I can tell you, without giving anything away, that a lot of people waited till this morning to shoot that text in. I think a lot of people were like trying to look at rosters and see where people were going to be put and try and guess. Because when you picked your opponent's position, for those that don't know, you didn't get to name the player that you were given 21 points for. You had to pick the position on the roster. So RB1, RB2, wide receiver 1, tight end, whatever it was. So you didn't actually know even what player was going to be there. So a lot of people were trying to make sure their opponent didn't have a chance to switch who was there.
Doing some double, triple reverse psychology. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to do something to make turn this into an advantage, but no matter how you spin it, like I said, there's 84 points where that are unaccounted for right now. Really, there's where 21 is, so there's 63 points that you have no idea where they're at. 42 on their roster, 21 on your own. That's a lot of points just to be out there. If you guys are watching, go ahead and follow the link. Cut and paste, come join us, talk about the trenches, talk about football, or just put something in the chat like Mr. Bandy over here at Fourth and Flex. Make sure to check them out. Make sure you check out Patriot Sports Radio too. Radio for the people. You guys, how did you guys get on the trenches?
You and Chris had gotten connected through all of his networking. He's out there meeting a lot of people in the space. He's much more active on Twitter and in the community than I am. And he came to me with this idea, and he sent me basically a copy of the invite that he got. And I responded immediately, like, well, obviously we're doing that. That's awesome. It's like all the stuff we like in one thing. And then we met you guys and did our entry-level interview or whatever that was called, and we loved you guys. So it was a clear choice.
Co-host and partner, best friend extraordinaire, Chris Anderson, co-owner of your team, Founding Fathers, saying what's up. Again, feel free to follow the link. I know a lot of people are waiting for the game to start pretty shortly, just a few minutes, I think. Tonight's game's going. Do you have, without me pulling it up, do you have any stock in this game, or are you watching someone from a competitor? From your competitor? You've got Higgins, I think, right?
Got Higgins going, yeah. He's got Jacobs going Monday night tomorrow.
Jacobs on Monday night. So it's still a lot of points out there even. Yeah. Again, a nice cushion for you, but not knowing where those other points are. But, if we were to take it at face value, you'd be feeling pretty good right now. But, of course, this is
a terrible game. We don't have to get too upset because, hey, maybe he has 21 points.
That's it right there. That's a good point because you don't know where they're at. Look, so have you looked at the other competitor stuff? Because, of course, some of those people you've played and you wouldn't have to play again to the playoffs with. And there's other people that you have not played and you're definitely going to have them coming up. Do you pay attention? Knowing the chaos that the trenches embodies, do you pay attention to the other scores or you just focus on the week and hope you make it?
That's the thing. I'll look before the show on Monday. I'll look through the trenches and what happened, so that I'm informed for the show. But I found that if I start looking at teams and trying to figure out who's good and who's going to be who, you can't figure that out because there's game breakers involved, and all of a sudden there's players who are, significant players who are eliminated or put on the other team or whatever you guys have under those game breakers. It's, it's really survive the week. Try not to lose any of your main dudes. And if you can get any good dudes, get them. But yeah, the plans change all the time. Forecasting out multiple weeks as far as who's the best team, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to do. Not many people know what's underneath those tiles for those game breakers.
No, the names don't even tell you anything. I look at the names and I'm like, I don't know what that would be.
I've had some of the other competitors try to tell us, well, I think that's what's underneath this one. And, I throw the poker face on. I can't, confirm nor deny. I guess I can say no one's really got it right yet. I guess, no one's got them right, which is a good thing. I mean, I think they kind of make sense once you click them, but that's the idea. You don't want to give it away. Again, for those of you that are watching, we put the link in the description. Cut, paste, come join. If you are not subscribed to the trenches, thearmchairathletics.com, you do not want to miss this show, guys. 12 teams, $5,000. Only one person can win it, and it's not easy to do because the rules change every week. I mean, that's basically what happens, right?
Yeah, we've been unable to use Josh Allen like a couple times already. So just because when we saw the rules and we saw there's bonuses for 40-yard completions, 40-yard touchdowns, we said, well, we should probably prioritize a guy like Josh Allen. And then we were forced to take quarterback in the third, so that was kind of a no-brainer. But, there's been weeks where he's either ineligible for some reason or possibly this week his points could be capped at 21.
Now, Josh Allen, like you said, you were forced to take him in the third.
We could have taken a defense, I suppose.
Yeah, because we did. It was draft day dice. For those who don't know, draft day dice came out in the third round. They had to use the dice, the positions that came up. Third round was only 2 dice, so there's only 2 possible positions that popped up. You guys got QB and defense. Smartly went QB with Allen on the board. He was probably your next pick anyway. And somehow,
considering him anyway.
Somehow you've managed to keep him this entire time, which is honestly kind of amazing that you've done that. Is there some now there after week 1? I'm going to let you get to the game because I know you want to watch, especially with people invested. But are there people you've lost people, you've picked up people? I know Kimura has been a big focal point for you. I know Pitts has been like the bane of your existence and everybody else in fantasy football. Are there people that you lost or have picked up? Like who kind of stands out with all the changes on your roster?
We shed Pitts early, but the one that was keeping me up at night was Khalil Herbert because Chris and I both love Khalil Herbert, and we both saw him on the wire one day during the afternoon. I was at work, and I saw him. I said, "Ooh, mental note. Let's talk to Chris about that." A couple minutes later, I got a message from Chris. Somebody just picked up Herbert. Shit, I wanted him, and I thought if it was just my team and if it was just his team, we'd have snagged him up. So we had a communication breakdown there, and then he was dropped, and then he had a huge game. He's been bouncing around. Now he's not being used again. Montgomery is fully healthy. So
yeah, Montgomery had a decent day in that comeback attempt by the Bears. Did not see that coming. They just need to turn Fields into a Taysom Hill type game piece and get themselves an actual quarterback.
I have an irrational love of Khalil Herbert, though. You can't really trust me when I talk about him because he's like the best thing since Aaron Jones.
He's a great player and he should get more chances. I understand why they run. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But you think they'd at least do an even timeshare or something, because really, you're going to get something either way. No, nothing. Like when Montgomery's in, he gets no play whatsoever, which is kind of crazy, like you said.
Always sit. If Montgomery has a chance to play, you got to sit him.
Yeah, guys, if you got questions, comments, want to tell us about your fantasy day, just throw them up. We're only going to be on a few more minutes while because I know people want to get to the game, but you can always follow the link right there and join us for a few minutes while we're still here. You guys do fantasy sports show as well. You guys do betting shows. You've got the Big Money Golf. You guys are all over the fantasy spectrum, which is fantastic. Patriot Sports Radio, patriotsportsnow.com. You can find them at Patriot Sports Radio and Twitter, at PSR Host Guy. You see Eric's name up there, PSR Producer as well. They've got the link tree and the whole thing going on. Who kind of what are the performances today that stuck out for you? What are you guys going to be talking about tomorrow?
Josh Allen is
of course
incredible. We had 5 rookie cornerbacks get an interception today.
I saw that.
There was a lot of crazy stuff. Although Pickett got his ass kicked, I was impressed with him.
Yeah, he stuck in there. He really. Whew.
That Shakir kid that all the DFS bros were talking about this week, boy, he paid off. So he might be a guy.
It's nice to sniff those out, like you said, in those DFS plays and stuff like that. Tell me about the schedule real quick. Tell everybody about the schedule before we hop off and go catch this game.
Our podcast schedule, we have a live show on Saturday mornings at 7:30 where we make our super contest picks. The football super podcast with Will from Game On and Chris and I. And then Sunday mornings, we do Wake and Rake at 7:30 Central Time. Talk about weather, injury reports, and whatnot. And then we got Patriot Sports Radio coming out every week, sometimes a couple times. Depends what we're doing.
Yeah. Are we doing something? We're doing something tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow night? Tomorrow night,
we're recording Patriot Sports tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to check with Chris because I think it is tomorrow night that we're supposed to be doing something. I think I'm supposed to be coming on. I don't know. Chris.
Oh, yeah, we're doing our NFL recap tomorrow night.
That's and then
supposed to be that was Sunday nights, and now it's tomorrow. Yes,
there we go.
Yeah,
of course, the Trenches coming on live Tuesday, 6:45. You can catch the live episode as it happens on Tuesday, 6:45. But we'll still produce an episode we put out on Friday. So if you haven't seen this week's, go catch it so you know what the hell we're talking about. With all these crazy challenges, go back, check the last episode, subscribe to the channel. We got Yards After the Catch going live after that at 8:30. And then actually myself and Roop from Roop, there it is, at Mr. Football Today, my co-host on Yards After the Catch, we are going on the TSS Fantasy, the competition. We're actually compete against each other. So we're going to have co-hosts going against each other about the waiver pickups for this week. Or Jason said he might switch it up on us. I don't know. Tune in to the TSS Fantasy Show, 9 p.m. Eastern. Idea. Yeah, no, it's really fun. I love watching. A lot of the Trenches guys have been on there. Jordan put up a great show. Elio put up a great fight. He just kind of got set up. Nikki's been on there. Nikki did great. Elio, I could watch Elio. He was on earlier on pregame before the game started today. I just watched that guy all day. He's a firecracker. So I appreciate you coming on. Spit out the addresses and the ats and all that to make sure they get said right, because I probably messed them up.
All right. The show is at Patriots Pod. Our producer, Chris, is at PSR Producer. I am at PSR Host Guy. And the website is at patriotsportsnow.com. That's where you'll find my props blog. We hit like 12 props today. It was a crazy fortunate week on those.
Nice. Well done. Well done. I'm going to have to start playing some of those props if I can ever get out of this South Carolina loop that won't let me bet anything.
Week, possibly. Nah.
Is that right?
We're good. We got it figured out.
That's awesome. Love everything you guys do. Go check out Patriot Sports Radio, Patriot Sports Pod. Find them on Twitter. Find them on the net, patriotsportsnow.com. Look, I wish you guys the best of luck. I know where the points sit. And you guys will find out on Tuesday. Again, best of luck to you and all our Trenches competitors. Catch the Trenches. Go subscribe at thearmchairathletics.com. Go check out Fourth and Flex. Go check out Patriot Sports Radio. Go to thearmchairathletics.com to meet all the competitors and see all the great things they're doing. Happy fantasy football, and everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, take care. Have a good one.
You too.